Hi, I'll be with you in just 1 second. Yeah, you can just take a seat, pick any of those 8 chairs there, okay? Toro County Moderately Important Investigatory Crime Department. This is Eliza Union speaking. You'd like to report a crime, eh? Sure thing, honey. Let me just open up the correct forms here. This'll just take a few minutes. Hang tight for me, okay? Yes, I'm still here. Yes, I hear you. And your call is extremely important to us. Please hold. Are you thirsty? Do you want a glass of water or... No? Okay, well, there's a water fountain down the hall if you need it. You just exit this room, then look to your right. On your right, you'll see a green hallway. Walk down the green hallway a small distance. You'll pass 2 mahogany doors. When you reach the 3rd door, that'll be on your right. It won't be mahogany, it will be a flush laminate core swing door in the color yellow. Do not go through that door. Instead, look 40 degrees left of center and you'll notice a glass partition. Approach the partition with caution because Aaron waxes the floors 1 day a week and today is waxing day. Once you've placed yourself in front of the glass partition, walking very carefully, you'll see a sign that says knock 3 times for Aaron. So what you'll want to do is knock a couple of times, 2, 3 times or so. If he's not on his lunch break, Aaron will come out and you can ask him to bring you to the water fountain in front of my office. And then to get back here, just follow all of those steps in reverse. Okay? Just 1 second. Hi, yes, sorry about the wait. Your call is extremely important to us. Can I get your first name, please? Okay, and now your last name. You're doing really well so far. Thank you for this information. Can I please get your email and phone number in case we get disconnected at some point during our call? We promise not to redistribute your information very much. Okay, great. Now, can I ask what the nature of your call is on this fine day? Yes, I understand there's been a crime. Why don't you tell me a bit about that? On what day of the week did the crime occur? Okay, on a Tuesday. And about what time of day would you say the crime is to have supposedly taken place on? Thanks, I'll make a note of that. And can you please give a brief description of the crime? So you're saying there are more piles of leaves than usual on your lawn and the surrounding area? Oh, not just your lawn then. Your neighbor across the road as well also has more leaves, I see. Is your neighbor by chance there with you? Can you put them on? Great. Yes, hi, this is Eliza Union speaking. I'm just looking to gather a little more information about this crime. According to your neighbor, there are more leaves than usual on their lawn and also on your lawn. Can you confirm you believe that to be true? Thank you. Now, if you had to give an estimate, how many more leaves than usual would you say are on your lawn? Okay, 10 to 20 more leaves. I'm so sorry to hear about that. Yes, thank you. No, I agree. It is a nuisance. Leaves on the ground can be very annoying and difficult to deal with. I have your information, so I'll be sure to pass this along to the proper departments. This is not the first report I've had about this situation, so someone will be in contact with you soon. Thank you for your call. Goodbye. I'm really flexing some of my work muscles right now. I just need to log all this information in here. Do you mind if I work on a few things while I'm helping you? Yeah, my list of to-dos is impressively long right now. I try not to brag about such things, but I probably have the longest to-do list of anyone in this office. And to think that folks who walk in here probably believe I have the least important job. They couldn't be more wrong. I'm the front-facing handler to this place. It wouldn't run without me. I keep the public happy and I take the calls. And I keep my team cordial and tasks running. So recently, well actually a year or so ago, I was able to move on from being simply a run-of-the-mill secretary to now having the title of executive secretary. When I went up for the promotion, I was assured it would come with a pay raise. Still waiting for that to kick in any day now. But rest assured, I'm on it. I send a reminder email every 7 to 8 business days, and I always CC all the department heads in our unit. Once they all learn how to use the internet and sign up to finally make email accounts, it's in the bag. And I'll finally be able to add that extension to my garage so that I can properly display my vintage little Tykes car collection. As you can probably tell, I keep the wheels well oiled around here. There isn't much that gets by me, no way. Was that an eagle? No, just a plastic bag. See? Eyes like an eagle. Why, just last week I discovered a thread tied under the hood of Inspector Cliff Pantoni's car as I passed it in the parking lot on my way out for my afternoon leg stretch and traverse. I astutely noted that it was a bit strange to see this chartreuse thread, no, yarn rather, coming right out of the hood. Usually when I notice an errant string, it tends to be of the navy disposition. What, on account of where I work and all? So what business did this strange green thread have to be dangling out so willy-nilly? I decided to put a pin in returning those sweaters to Sears, partially because The temptation of solving a mystery tantalizes me so intensely. Partially because I'd lost the receipt anyway, so I knew getting that store credit was going to take some impressive arm twisting, which I hate, but I'm willing to do. Especially if there's a shiny blue ribbon involved, which there was when I came runner-up in the Taro County Spring Fair Arm Twisting Contest in '96. They said they'd never seen someone twist the arms the way I arm twisted those positively twisted arm twisting contestants. Except, of course, for Isis Whitney, because, like I said, I came in runner-up. To this very day, she holds the title. I should know, I check on Facebook biannually. It's not weird. Anyways, back in the parking lot. Next thing I knew, I had my bedazzled mitts on the string, and I was following it. This was a long string, much longer than your average garden variety string, which tends to be of the 8 to 12 inches length. No, this string was long as all get out, and I held onto it tightly like a life raft as I followed to see where the string led. Took me all the way out of the parking lot and right back into the building, if you can believe it. I scooted right in the main entrance, nodding to Big Red, our security guard, as I went in. So, if you don't believe me, you can just ask her to confirm, as wild as it sounds. I guarantee she'll confirm my tale. There's security footage somewhere saved. You can bet on it. They do that with all us heroes. I kept on ahead, using this green thread as a sort of guide, if you will. The revolving doors did give me a bit of trouble, but after Red pulled the emergency alarm, we got things sorted in a jiffy. The stares I got. You'd think folks had never seen a mystery being solved before, but that's to be expected in this line of work, I suppose. The thread wound around corners, around benches, and light fixtures too. It was quite the twirly little devil. I bravely followed the yarn up 2 whole flights of stairs. Now the flights in the precinct here are only 2 steps each, but they can be a bit steep. So it's a bold move only attempted by the most daring. These aren't your mother's stairs, if you catch my drift. Unless your mother works here in the office with me, in which case these are in fact her stairs. I know you're asking yourself, where's Miss Eliza going with all this? Well, I'll tell you, I was going where the string went. And where the string went was up and down and around. I felt like I was on some kind of strange birthday treasure hunt. The kind that parents design to post about online, but that the birthday child ultimately dislikes due to it not being an iPad. I followed it down many hallways, and I'm sure I looked very impressive while I did that, so be sure you're imagining it properly. Finally, I got to where the string ended. It was tucked behind a closed door. Inspector Cliff Pantoni's office. Well, it's technically a side closet near the exit, but Cliff raised such a fuss about having his own office, he eventually took up in that closet maps and all, and had a sign printed out with his name at the nearby 3D print-it-yourself startup across town. They got one of the letters wrong though, so it reads Pantone with a U. I said to Cliff, "Oh, is this where we bring our grand pianos when the notes sound wrong, Cliff?" He didn't say anything, but I could tell he found that pretty amusing. Sometimes when people find you funny, they keep it to themselves and don't laugh. That's been largely my experience thus far. Anyway, I see this string stuck in the closed door, and I knock, and who should answer but Cliff himself, wearing one of the sweaters that I needed to return to Sears. The rascal had tried it on. A compliment to me and my tastes, it goes without saying. And I suppose he did some troubleshooting on his radiator. I guess the thread must have snagged closing it, and he unraveled almost the entire sweater on his walk back. And so, another mystery solved. And to celebrate, I handed him the sweater receipt for immediate office write-off request. Let me close this window. I don't need any of these chat rooms up anymore. So what were you in here for anyways? I guess I should have asked you sooner, but I didn't want to interrupt you. You've turned out to be quite the talker. Isn't that just the worst when you get stuck listening to someone who won't stop going on about the most mundane details of their life? It's one thing when it's someone you know, but when you're stuck in an office with somebody, some people just have no self-awareness. It's like, can you hear yourself? So, wait, what did you say you were in here for? Want to report a crime. Okay, that's lucky. You're in pretty much the right place. I oversee this entire department. Well, not really in like an I'm in charge kind of way, more like I oversee the office birthday parties kind of way. But office morale largely affects the overall productivity of the workplace. I can show you several online articles that show data to prove this point. More anecdotally though, see Detective Kirsten Reed right behind you. Yeah, right behind you. Well, don't look, for gosh sakes. We're a little more subtle and polite than that, aren't we? So anyway, Detective Reed was actually transferred to our location no less than 17 months ago next Tuesday. And when she first got here, she was in quite the tizzy. At her last office, no one seemed to celebrate holidays whatsoever, least of all birthdays. We all have one, don't we? Pretty much everyone, right? Even our pets have birthdays. And you can bet on Aaron's show Quality Persian that pet birthdays are something that can't be missed. You've got to celebrate it. How else will your pet realize they're getting to the stage of life where they have to start figuring out which activities are purely hobbies and which are the ones they need to try to make a career out of? That was just a little joke. Not everyone's pets will get to have their own careers, but they all do have hobbies, and best of all, birthdays. What was I saying? Yes, so Detective Reed, their old office, now I do mean the previous office, of course. I don't exactly know the age of the building she used to work in. I can find out. Hold on. Let me write this down. Okay, I will get back to you on this. I'm sure Detective Reed will be positively thrilled to know that someone is interested in what she's up to. So when she first got here, trotted in the door with her little cardboard box full of potted plants and succulents and trinkets and treasures, troll dolls, one empty carbonated sarsaparilla soda bottle with a single gas station plastic rose placed inside, normal office stuff. She had sort of a worked up energy that I picked up on right away. I asked her, I said, "What's got you in this sort of worked up energy, Detective Reed? I'm picking up on it." She says, "Eliza, you beautiful secretary, I'm feeling feelings of concern that there may not actually be office birthday parties at this office. No one celebrated them at my previous office, and it left me feeling like no one noticed me. No one made me feel special. It was like no one had taken it upon themselves to care about office morale." And I sort of had a little chuckle to myself, in a friendly, caring sort of way. I said, "Not to worry, Detective Reed. You are in a place with someone who is sort of in charge around here, who keeps up on such important matters such as these. Please sign up for email soon, and you will be able to receive emails both to and from me regarding your birthday celebration. In this office, you get to choose between cake flavors. Chocolate or vanilla are customary, but I've bent the rules and picked up an ice cobbler when the time called for it. You'll also get to choose your balloon colors. Currently, I only have pink, maroon, and gray. But I've been campaigning to increase the budget for birthdays with multiple letter writing campaigns to my boss, so we might be opening up a fourth color slot option soon. My big suggestion has been lemon yellow, but I'm willing to budge on that. It's just such a cheerful color. Lots of things to work towards. And I know my hard work is making a real difference, so I feel very fulfilled. I know my work is well respected. It might sound silly to say that, but we have to show appreciation for ourselves, don't we? When others won't. That's the spice of life. At least that's what my boss, Commissioner Torrance Shipman, says every time I bring up National Secretary Day. He's a bit of a crunchy nut. Unfortunately for me, I have a latent legume allergy, so I tend to tune him out some of the time. Coffee helps. Coffee is like the EpiPen on the emotional real estate I like to call working here. Whenever Commissioner Shipman starts yapping, I just sip right here on my coffee. Coffee helps. So, wait, you wanted to report a crime? Is it urgent? Well, why didn't you say so sooner? You started talking about something completely unrelated. How could I have possibly have figured out what it is you came in here about. Alright, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how urgent would you say it is? No, you can't say 11, so we'll go with 10 then. Okay, that sounds pretty important. Let me just pull up the correct form here. Hold on a second. My computer's a bit slow. I've had an album coming along on LimeWire for about 3 hours now, so it's clogging up the works a bit. I'll just exit that. I can come back to it. Yeah, just hold tight for a minute. The system takes time. There we are. I knew this baby would quit on me today. So, alright, this crime. Right. Crime. So, on what day of the week did you say that this crime occurred? Okay. Great. Well, you're doing really well at these questions so far. Now, what time approximately would you say the crime occurred? Now, is that AM or PM? Okay, and had daylight savings time occurred at this point? Just checking. Now, can you please give a brief description of the crime? You can be as thorough as you'd like, okay? Don't feel like you need to spare any detail. I mean, it's clear you like to talk, so don't hold back now. Okay. Anything else? Just that? Just one word? Raccoons? Okay, did the raccoons do anything strange or unusual? And where were the raccoons? Outside, I see. Yes, that can be a nuisance, I understand. Is there anything else you'd like to add for our records so I can beef up this report a little bit? Just raccoons. Okay, you got it. Well, I'll close out on this report. If anything like this should come up again, please do let us know. We'll be monitoring the situation as closely as possible. Yes, I'll be sure to run this up the line to my superiors. Have a nice day.